Welcome back to the Tech Shack to another low quality video. Today we are out here in the cold and in the snow to replace this failing Gen 2 dish. Now Starlink has absolute S-tier customer service. This dish failed at 6:30 or started to fail at 6:30 in the morning on Wednesday. By 8:30 they had issued me a month's bill credit, told me they were shipping me a new dish, and by 2:30 p.m. the following day the new Gen 3 dish arrived. So they have absolute, just phenomenal customer service. But we recently added Verizon 5G Lite. That's the only thing they offer in the area, which is 25 megabit. 5G Lite for a home as a backup, as a failover ISP. So where I set up the Omada firewall to use that as the backup. That's what the house is running on right now. Alright, so this was going to be 2 videos, but then this portion would have just been a short, so I combined them, and we're going to suspend our disbelief and act as though this is all being done in real time. It's not a week later, it's not after midnight. I didn't disable failover just to re-enable it here on camera. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, you're going to go into settings, internet, and that's if you have a controller that adopted everything including your gateway. So this is going to let us basically change all of our gateway settings right here from the Omada controller. So this, by default, your main 2.5 gig is always going to be locked as WAN, and then any of these others can be LAN or WAN. By default, this guy here is also set as WAN, your third Ethernet port. So since that's already set up by default, that's the one we plug the 5G into. We're going to go down here and we're just going to click this and enable link backup. Set the primary as the 2.5 gig, that's Starlink. We're going to set the secondary as the LAN 3, WAN 3, which is our 5G. Enable backup when primary WAN fails, and always link primary. So this is what 99% of people are going to want set. So we're going to hit apply. Alright, so the modem right here is in. That's the 5G modem. That's what we just added. I mean, we are replacing the Starlink, but that's the newest internet provider here. So this top guy here goes over to port 3. That is the 5G connection. And then this guy here goes over to this one here, which is our primary WAN, which is the 2.5 gig. So when we yoink this, the only thing that should be on is the 5G, and the internet should automatically fail over to that. So now that that is switched over, if we go over here, yep, you see we're already on the 5G LTE. See, as you see, like, I'm capable of way more than 25 megabit. But that's all they offer in the area, where my Pixel 7a would speed test at over 1 gigabit in the shack on 5G. So Verizon has the infrastructure in the area, they're just refusing to open it up. But that's good enough for now. Now we can go outside and get the temp install done of that Gen 3 Dishy. So now we have to figure out how to install the new Gen 3 dish. Now I can't put it on the side of the house or the side of the shack here because of falling ice. Can't really put it on the front or the back because it gets too close to these trees and the trees will obstruct its view. So I want to mount it back on this pole, but this is a Gen 2 official pole. So part of that pole is the factory or the original like mount to the actuated Gen 2 dish. You just pull the bipod feet off or tripod feet off and snap it on that pole. So that pole is going to get shorter and trench a cable this time of year. Now what my 3-year-old son said is, "Daddy, just go up." So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to run a paracord cable from the corner of the building to this pole and use it kind of like a guide wire, support wire, and we're going to run the cable kind of aerially for now. And then once spring comes, I'll bury the cable with a bury the proper cable, because that's not a direct burial cable, but I'll bury the proper cable with a new pole mount. So that is the plan for today. Alright, so the old dish is out. V2 dish pulled right out. So now we're going to use that with these zip ties and kind of use this like a guide wire to that pole. It's going to be a really, really low guide wire. Yeah, I plugged it in and barely had time to sit back down, and it's already switched back over to Starlink. We only had a Gen 2 dish, and once they upgraded the service in the area to where the Gen 3s were getting over 500 megabit, I was still only getting like 300, sometimes spikes into 400 on my Gen 2. But I felt like paying for Starlink Max, I was leaving speed on the table because my hardware wasn't capable. So we had stepped down to the 250 megabit package. But now that we have a Gen 3 dish, I'll probably step back up to the Starlink Max. Now that I have the hardware that can actually take care of, can actually utilize it. Yeah, even with the 250 megabit package, we're well over 3. So I'll be getting close to 5 with Max with this dish. I'll be getting over 5. Not the best upload right now. Usually I'm seeing like 50 plus, but yeah, the failover absolutely worked. I'm only running this setup temporarily. I'll have a aftermarket direct burial cable in the ground by spring. Starlink's absolutely phenomenal. That 25 megabit 5G connection is way more capable than you realize, because despite the fact that I kind of recorded this after the fact, after dark, during the switchover my kids were home, and other than the 10 seconds for the initial switch, they didn't notice. The oldest was playing Roblox. The middle child was playing Star Stable, I believe it's called. And then the youngest was also playing Roblox. And like I said, other than when they got kicked off the game when it switched, once they reconnected, they didn't even notice it was a slower internet. You'd be surprised what you could do with 25 megabit. Like that's like the max that most streaming services. There are a few outliers, but most use for even 4K. So you can get several 1080p streams plus the kids playing at the same time with 25 megabit, believe it or not. So for the house, for failover, it's going to be absolutely great. I love this Omada router. I love the customer service from Starlink. It's been absolutely phenomenal, both as a service the past 5 years and for their customer service. To get a brand new Gen 3 dish in 24 hours is pretty remarkable. I kind of jumped the gun by ordering the 5G LTE connection, but for what I'm paying a month, I'm kind of glad I did, because in the past year we've actually had Verizon out in the area all day. We've also had Starlink out in the area all day, but I've never had both at the same time. So now the house will always have internet. There just will be that 10-second failover period, and I could shorten it a little bit. But with some of the intermittent, like second or couple second outages that Starlink might have, I don't want it to be switching back and forth just for those minor ones. So I think 10 seconds is about perfect, for especially for my use case and for Starlink. But that is it for this low quality video. I will see you guys in the next one.